Okay, so we are live. Hi everyone. I think we already have a lot of guys coming in and joining us for this webinar. Very interesting webinar as a part of our career week, right? So I would like to take 1 or 2 minutes to quickly talk about the career week. So this current webinar is about digital marketing skills, skill sets, and how the digital marketing landscape is like and transforming in 2017, right? So I can see a lot of you guys coming, to this webinar right now. And what I'm going to do is that over the next 1 to 2 minutes, I'll quickly talk a bit about the career week, quickly talk a bit about, the speaker that we have, Anshul Khandelwal, who's the marketing head of UpGrad, right? Who's taken his time out on a Sunday afternoon to actually take us through the entire digital marketing landscape, right? And especially how it's transforming in 2017. So, hi Anshul, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi guys. Hi everyone. I'm great. I'm great.
Great, awesome. So, Anshul, first of all, like I can see a lot of guys coming into the live session,
Yeah,
and that's really awesome. So, yeah, so I would just like to take 1 or 2 minutes to probably talk a little about the career week, right? So, I think all of you must have seen, the online social media, banners, etc., the videos that we are promoting, etc., about the career week. So, essentially, the thought process is that in 2017, with the context that so many areas of jobs are actually leading to transformation that is required, like if you look at the major layoffs happening in the IT sector, etc., right? So it is actually raising a question now that you need to upskill yourself in the career that you're in right now, right? Be it either data or digital or product, right? So career week is an initiative that we have done, like where we have actually had more than where we are having more than 20 plus workshops plus online webinars like this one, right, across different cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, etc. And we are also, we have launched a special career series, right, which is basically a set of content, right, which actually helps you prep for interviews, gives you guidelines on CVs, mock-ups for interviews, etc. Right, so do check that out, right? It's on the Career Week page for UpGrad, right? So that's a bit on the career week. So I think like as more and more people come in, like we'll quickly start with today's topic, right, which is digital marketing skills and careers in 2017, right? So our speaker for the day is Anshul Khandelwal. He's the marketing head at UpGrad, right? And a few housekeeping rules here. Please make sure that you put your questions on chat, right? And what we'll be doing is that Anshul will take the next 30 to 35 minutes to take you through the entire career landscape in digital, right? And after that, we will be, talking quickly about UpGrad's digital marketing program. And then we will do the Q&A where we'll take all of your questions one by one, right? And try to answer them to the best of our potential, right? So, Anshul, over to you.
cool. Hi guys. Welcome to this webinar. I think it's Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Probably not the best time to talk about digital marketing and skills, but yeah, we will. I hope it's an interesting session and a useful session for you guys. Just a quick introduction. I head marketing at UpGrad. I've been in digital and marketing as such for about 8 9 years now, having worked across a whole lot of consumer internet, healthcare, education, startups, and bigger companies as well. I keep getting these questions on how do I start my digital marketing career? What kind of skills should I learn? What kind of salaries can I expect? What kind of roles should I get into? So a lot of talk around digital, but at the same time, people are also confused about how do I go about this whole thing, especially with respect to learning and career. And that's why, like Neil mentioned, we started the career week with the objective that you get a sense of what digital marketing, data analytics, product management, entrepreneurship, etc. All these careers are about with respect to roles, skills, salaries, jobs, learning paths, etc. And I think I don't know if you guys have seen. I've done a couple of videos. Also, we launched a series called Career in Shorts, where we would be doing weekly, bi-weekly videos on specifically on careers within digital marketing. So do check it out on our YouTube channel. These are videos on skills required, on job roles, salaries, etc. But I will try to get all of it together in this one webinar and hope that you really get something out of it. Um, I am just seeing a few more people coming in. So let's just start. I'll just share my screen for a bit. There might be a delay of 2-3 seconds before you can hear me again. So let me just share my screen. Yeah.
Okay, Anshul. So just a quick thing. I don't think we can see your screen yet. So guys, please bear with us for a few seconds, right? And Anshul will share his screen in a moment. Yeah. So please bear with us for a few more seconds, right? And Anshul will be sharing the presentation on the window, right? And till then, thanks a lot, all of you, for joining us on a Sunday afternoon. I really hope that all of you get a lot of insights on digital marketing careers uh, on this webinar. Anshul, are you there? Can you please try checking if your feed is working? Guys, just give us a few seconds. And also, I would request that, like, if you could hold on to your questions till the session is kind of like closed and we are onboarding the Q&A session, right? Okay, so I can see, a lot of guys joining us. A lot of people have joined in over the next few seconds. I think some of you are saying that we are facing tremendous problem in watching the webinar. Okay, so guys, just give us a few minutes, for the connection to stabilize, right? Because it takes 1 or 2 minutes for this to stabilize, right? And like while we have Anshul Khandelwal uh, right. So while we have Anshul Khandelwal, who's the head of marketing at UpGrad, and he's taken his time out for like an hour today, right, to help us get a better detail into digital marketing skills in 2017, right? So this is a part of the career week, like the career week exercise that we have actually started, and it's been going pretty strong over the next, 4 to 5 days. So I can see a few more guys are saying that the connection is stable. I am not facing a problem, which is great. So I would urge all of you who's facing a problem in the connection to probably recheck, right. So I can see someone saying all good, right. So just bear with us for a few minutes, guys, right. and I'll just connect with Anshul and check if there's any particular issue with respect to the screen share, right? Right. Until that time, like I hope all of you are geared up. This is a 1 hour session that we have today, right? And we will be, delving deep. We will be delving really deep in terms of understanding the digital marketing landscape that we have, right? And how it is transforming drastically in 2017. And because I think like, coming in from a digital marketing background myself for the last 5 years, right? So I'm seeing that a lot of you have must have some experience in digital. Some of you must come from backgrounds where you have done some particular elements of digital, but probably not the entire of digital, right? Whereas yeah, others may be coming in from some digital marketing experience, others might be completely new, right? So yeah, so I think like for all of you, this session will be really great. So just hang on for like a few minutes while I check with Anshul if there's any particular issue that he's facing, right? So just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, so there is a small technical issue, I think, from Anshul's end. We are not able to reach him. Okay, so we are really sorry for that. But what we're going to do, guys, is that there are like a lot of you here today, right? And I have personally been taking this session along with Anshul before as well. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start the session, right? And I'm going to talk about a bit about myself and about digital marketing careers and skills in 2017, right? I hope that you guys can hear me. If there is any kind of an issue on the audio, or anything that is not being audible, or the slides are not moving, please highlight. Okay. Right. So please highlight if there is any kind of audio or visual that is not not there. Right. Thanks. Great. So right. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be quickly taking you through the digital marketing careers and skills. Right. And before any of that, like I'll be quickly sharing a bit about myself. Right. So I am a seasoned digital marketing strategist. Right. I have managed more than 2 crores of ad spends across 15 plus clients, starting from guys like Quicker Home, eBay, India, etc. Right? I was a principal subject matter expert in structuring UpGrad's digital marketing program. Right? I have also done a lot of startup consulting related to digital, helped more than 50, like startups and entrepreneurs, set up their digital strategy, right? And I've also steered content and growth strategies at UpGrad itself, right? So currently I am okay. So I hope the screen is visible to you guys. Okay, so just let me check if the screen sharing is happening. Just give me a second. Okay, the slides don't seem to be moving. Just give me a second. Right. Just give me a second. Okay, I think there is some issue and the slides are not moving. Right. Okay. Okay. So, right. So, the slides are not moving. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to basically, talk to all of you guys. Okay, it's moving. You say, okay. Okay, cool. So let me just remove that animosity. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to, talk to you guys, right? Uh, just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. So let me just check if you guys can see me. Okay, I can see a few of you guys are getting impatient. So really sorry for this. Just give me a second, and there won't be any more disturbances. Just give me a second. Okay, okay. So don't worry about the slides, right? I'll be taking you through this particular presentation today, right? And I gave you a bit about myself and what I've been doing here at UpGrad, right? Coming straight to the topic now, I think we have taken some time out of the topic, right? So coming straight to the topic, uh, I'll be talking about three major areas, right? The first part is what are those digital marketing skills, right, that you really need when in 2017 to crack that that digital marketing job. Number one. Number two is how is the digital marketing landscape looking like in 2017, right? And the most important thing is what are those digital marketing job roles, right, that are getting really popular. right? So today's the highlight of today's webinar is for us to be in a situation where we can tell you and give you an essence of all of these three topics, right? But before we dive in, right, we all know how big digital marketing is in 2017, right? Now companies in 2017, it's estimated, will be spending more than $1 billion in digital marketing in India. Right now, that's a big number. Okay, millions of potential consumers are connected to the internet, and more are getting connected to digital as we speak, right? But the most important thing is there will be more than 1.5 lakh jobs in hardcore digital marketing that are currently being available in 2017 as we speak, right? So before we actually dive into the first part of our topic, where we talk about the different skills around digital marketing, right? What's very important to understand is that uh, who is like for whom is digital marketing really really worth it, right? And what I mean by that is that how do you know that you want to become a digital marketer, right? Because digital marketer is just not about posting tweets or liking stuff or posting stuff on Instagram or having just a great followership, right? Digital marketing for a particular brand to execute that is a lot more, right? That's probably just the tip of the iceberg. So the way we look at it is, digital marketing highly requires three major skill elements, right? The first one is definitely creativity, right? What I mean by that is that when it comes to applying the different digital marketing channels and the different strategies in digital marketing to different, elements for a particular brand, be it to generate traffic, be it to, okay, so Rahul is saying my video is getting stuck frequently. Okay, so just bear with me. I think there might be some internet connectivity issue, Rahul, at your end, right? So just bear with me if this is continuing, right? So as I was saying, right? So digital is a blend of creativity, right? The consumer psychology, right? Because when it comes to the actual consumer psychology, that the marketing fundamentals, they don't change, right? When you were doing it on radio, when you were doing it on print, when you were doing it on TV, the same principles of understanding a buyer persona persist here as well. Okay, so I think a lot of guys are saying it's working fine. Thanks a lot, guys. Right. So as I was saying, right, so the creativity, the consumer psychology are two major elements, but the most important elements which separates digital from probably most of the other types of like mediums out there is data, right? Because at the end of the day, everything that you do in digital, right, is data driven, right? Be it from sharing a post online to actually, like launching a campaign to seeing how many, people are using a particular hashtag. Everything in digital end to end is data driven. And if you know the right kind of tools and if you know the right kind of techniques, you can have everything monitored with data, right? So with that, I would now want to get into the first section, which is what are those top 10 digital marketing skills that you need to ace. Now, I think as Anshul mentioned sometime back while you were still there, that like we actually did a video. You can check that video out on YouTube, right, where we've actually concised all these top 10 digital marketing skills, right? But I'll be taking these up one by one, right? The first one is understanding marketing fundamentals. Right now, why is this important? Because at the end of the day, I have seen a lot of digital marketers, in the last 3 to 4 years who understand all of these different techniques, either in SEO or SEM or PPC, right, or in email marketing, and they are doing really great in terms of understanding the tool, right? But when it comes to the actual result of the particular campaign, it's not resulting to any good output. And probably that's not because they are not following the right techniques, but probably at a strategy level, right? They are not understanding how to talk to the, the consumers or the potential consumers of that particular brand. What are they really looking for? What are their pain points, right? How do they connect all of that back to content? And how does that sync back to your entire digital marketing strategy, right? So understanding the marketing fundamentals, right, be it like the customer funnel, right, which talks about awareness, consideration, and purchase, right, or be it mapping pain points to to the brand's particular set of solutions and USPs, right? Could be, it could be as simple as that, but translating all of that right, to actually digital marketing strategies, and like taking that into the different channels that are there, starting from email to website building, right? It could be conversion rate optimization. Everything end to end, right, requires that connect, right, that you need to have with the brand and its potential consumers, and what the brand is most importantly trying to solve, right? And also along all of this, you need to keep in mind the consumer funnel. Why? Because at the end of the day, people who are at the top of your funnel, who just discovered your brand for the first time, right, be it on Facebook, be it on LinkedIn, or be it from some offline channel, right, probably does not want a very hard sell of your product, right, or your services, versus people who are say in the middle of the entire funnel, right, who have probably heard of your brand once or twice, or probably read some blog or some content piece or seen some video. They might be more likely or interested in your product or services, if they are interested in actually like buying it, or buying it for someone else, etc., right? Versus further down the funnel, which is acquisition, right? And acquisition could mean different things for different business models, right? For an e-commerce buyer, acquisition could be straight away purchases and repeat purchases, right? For a real estate situation, it could be form fills and lead generation, right? For a BFSI situation, it could be just buying insurances online, right? So it really varies across different business models. But as you can see, the fundamentals, connecting the fundamentals to digital is very important, and that takes us to the next skill in for which is very important for digital marketer, is channel level executions, right? Now once you have understood that what should your overall brand communication be like, right, it is now time to take it to digital, right? And how do you think? First you need to think that, okay, what are those paid set of paid channels, right, which are there, which I can use, right, which I can use to basically like take my brand's goal further, right? And what I mean by that is that should I use Facebook? Should I use LinkedIn? Right? Should I use like something like Twitter? Right? And if I want to use more than one channel in paid, right? Or in paid marketing, again, there are two concepts: push and pull marketing, right? So push marketing is basically all of the different display media marketings that you do, right? All the display ads that you keep on seeing, versus all the social media promotions that you keep on seeing. All of that is essentially push marketing, because you were probably not searching for it at that time. Versus, search engine marketing, where you like, be it SEO or SEM, the paid component, right? Where you're actually showing ads to people when they are actually, finding, trying to find details to solve a particular situation or a problem, right? So it is very important for you to understand which kind of paid channels are actually working, or should according to you should work, right? And that should be a set of channels which you should keep in mind first while creating a brand strategy, right? The other part is the organic part. Now in paid part, as you understood, right, different elements, as you understood, different elements of okay, so I think Rishabh is there, who's keeping on asking about Anshul. Really sorry, Rishabh, for the time being it will be me who will be taking this further, right? So please sit tight and listen to these skills around digital, right? So the next point is basically channels around organic, right? Now, when it comes to the paid marketing side, as we all know, 70 to 80% of the budgets are actually, paid marketing budgets, right? Versus, organic parts, which are mostly free of cost. But at the same time, you need to keep in mind that all of those guys who are actually, in your company or in an agency who's managing your SEO, right? Or who's writing content for you, right? All of them are also taking money to do that. So essentially, it's not really paid. Sorry, not really organic, right? At the end of the day, you need to still spend money, and it costs some resources as well. So keeping that in mind, right? You need to make sure that with your paid set of channels, what inorganic should you do, right? Does it make sense for your brand to set up a blog and write like 100 blogs, right? Are people actually going to read them? Versus should you just make, say, a microsite with a set of very targeted pages which talk about few specific problems that your consumers might be facing, right? And then take them to a lead generation form, right? So when you actually think about a brand and want to bring it to digital, it's very important to ask these fundamental questions, because that forms the basis of your strategy of which paid channels to use and which organic channels to use, right? The next skill, right, that a digital marketer should have is, as you can understand, right, from this, that you need to know all the channels inside out. You need to know which channel can do what, right? You need to know that, okay, if Facebook can do X number of targeting, right, then what can Google achieve, right? Versus what can something like LinkedIn do? If LinkedIn is really expensive, right, uh, uh, do I still use it? Because at the end of the day, if LinkedIn has, say, a very relevant audience for my business, right, and say my product, right, or service that I'm giving is a very expensive one, then does it still make sense for me to use LinkedIn, right? So all of these capabilities that different channels and strategies have, right, even something like SEO versus something like remarketing, right, is very important for you to know beforehand, before you actually set up the digital marketing strategy, right? So you have your funnel on one side, you have your set of organic channels, you have your set of paid channels, right? And you figure out, okay, which channels will actually impact different parts of the funnel, right? Now, after you understand the different organic and the paid channels, right, you actually create a media plan, right, which is basically a digital marketing media plan. Now, essentially, different brands and different agencies have their own takes, right, in creating these media plans, right? But the most common ones which are there are essentially creating first a pilot plan. What I mean by a pilot plan is basis your set of hypothesis, saying that, okay, now, okay, this is keeping in mind that, a brand is, say, doing it for the first time. If a brand is already been doing a lot of digital marketing already, right, and wants to start something new, right, then it's a very different ballgame. But if it is starting for the first time, then you create a pilot plan. Well, what is a pilot plan? For the first 2 to 3 months, you have a set of channels which you know are really going to work. Spend X amount of money there, right? Have a set of organic activities checklist, right, which you create starting from all the SEO on page, off page activities, all your content marketing activities, all your content creation and distribution activities, all your social media activities, all your email marketing activities, right? Once you have that checklist and once you have that plan of that budget, right, it's very important for you to create that pilot in the first 2 to 3 months. Why? Because basis the performance of different channels in paid as well as organic. Keep in mind that paid marketing, you will see results in the first 1 or 2 days because you are spending money upfront, right? When it comes to the organic parts, it takes time, right? If you look at SEO, if you look at something like email marketing, it takes time for you to actually grow and nurture your strategy so that you can see some tangible impact, right, to the bottom of the funnel. That's very important for you to understand, right? So on one side you have your paid strategy, on one side you have your organic strategy. You give more time to your organic strategy, but to the paid strategy, you have a very quick understanding that, okay, in the first 1 or 2 months you quickly said, okay, these channels are working, let me spend more on them. So that's your scale up plan versus your pilot plan, right? And on your organic side, on a periodic basis, be it, say, every fortnight or every week, you do a status call on, okay, how are my organic channels and strategy elements working, right? Now it might all of this might sound a little too over the top for some of you, but don't worry, as we go deep dive into more of these skills, you will get a hold of this much better, and which roles are doing what, right? Because that's the thing we are trying to crack here, right? So next in line is communication, right? As I already spoke about, communication is very important. You need to understand how your brand wants to talk to your consumers, your potential consumers, your visitors to your website versus your leads, right? Versus people who have, say, taken a demo of your SaaS product versus people who have just tried out or added stuff to cart, right? How do you communicate with them, right? Because communication then connects different other parts of the digital marketing ecosystem, right? Which could, in one case, be remarketing, where you're showing different communication methods to people who have, say, already come to your website versus, say, people who have added stuff to cart versus, say, people who have filled in a particular lead on your website, right? So to all of them, you need to communicate very differently. How do you communicate, say, a particular concept in a particular blog, because that's a content format, versus when you actually repurpose it to, say, a video, it's a different content format, versus if you're creating that same thing in an email and trying to convey that to a set of existing leads, how do you do that, right? All of these are different communication elements which you need to master, right, for you to actually master all the digital marketing channels, right? Next is understanding data. Number 6 is understanding data. Why is that important? Because at the end of the day, right, all your digital marketing experiments that you're doing, right, needs to be data driven, right? If it is not data driven, then you really can't go far, and you will be basically chancing it on luck that okay, this campaign ran well, I don't know why it did, but okay, it did. Now, one more important thing here is that a lot of people think that okay, data is only for the paid marketing channels. Like if I'm spending 50,000 rupees on AdWords or 5 lakhs or 50 lakhs on AdWords, I will be very data driven there because I know I need to show my marketing head or something the fact that hey, this is how we are spending 50 lakhs, paisa to paisa, right? But not only paid marketing but other elements, right? Be it email, be it social media, be it content marketing, right? Be it website data. All of this is very important for you to understand how to gather that data. Number one, right? How to set up that framework. And number two, once you have gathered that data, right? How do you get meaningful insights to like create a feedback loop for your strategy process, saying that okay, I have done X in these number of days in terms of emails, in terms of creating blogs, in terms of content pieces, right? These are the themes that are working. These are the things that are getting shared. These are the things that are getting ranked on SEO basis the keywords, etc. Right? And let me create a feedback loop and go back to the strategy element and say that oh, these are the things that are working. Let me expand them more, right? And this is synonymous to both your paid strategy as well as your organic strategy. But what people miss out is they only focus on the paid strategy because you're spending money and burning it apparently upfront, but not on the organic part of the strategy. So that's very important, right? This brings us to the next skill, which is very important for digital marketers. And I think a lot of them who are, say, not coming from a technical background face a big challenge here, right? And this is the technical or the tool expertise, right? So I will be very upfront with one thing. You don't need to be, like a hard, like a coder, hardcore coder to actually come for a digital marketing role, right? I am coming in from a non-technical background, right? In the first few years of my marketing stint, I faced a lot of challenges, right? When it came to the technical parts of, say, a website, understanding CMS, right? Understanding what will work better, what won't work better, right? It was a big challenge. But do keep in mind that as a digital marketer, you will need to will need to get your hands dirty in terms of some areas of technicality that might not necessarily be hard coding something, but when people are hard coding something, you need to know what they are doing and how it impacts, right? How it impacts the final product. What I mean by that is there are so many tools on top of the current tools that we have. First of all, the current tools. What are these, right? Starting from, say, Facebook Ad Manager to Google AdWords dashboards, right? To any kind of channel which you are, say, running ads on. It could be Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. All of them have similar dashboards, right? All of them have similar ways in which you can track data. You need to understand what are these matrices, what means what, right? Like, so example, for very simple example, right? On Facebook, right? When you actually look at, say, number of clicks that a particular campaign has generated, it might be, say, 500, right? But that is not, say, the total number of clicks that people actually had on your particular CTA, which might be learning more and taking people to your website. That might have just been 300. And the other 200 are all the post interactions, people liking your page, etc., etc. So just a quick, view of how all of these matrices are very different, and they are different for different channels, right? So you need to master all of them, and on top of this, you need to know you sorry on top of all of this, you need to know Google Analytics, right? You need to know how all of your data across different channels in digital are actually getting synced back to Google Analytics. You need to know what kind of pages are working. You need to set up goals for your website conversions, right? Okay, and I think we have Anshul with us. Okay, so just give me a second, guys. Okay, hi Anshul. Can you just give a quick audio check? No, we can't hear your audio. Can you give a quick audio check? Can
Hello.
you switch on your mic? Yeah. We can hear you now.
Oh,
Okay, so
I hope you guys could hear me because I could not see. I was just talking. I
no,
hope it.
no, 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 no. No. So Anshul, for the last, okay, so I'll just quickly revamp. For the last 20, 25 minutes, I have been taking the presentation forward on your behalf because we could not connect to you, right? So we just finished the digital marketing skills part of the presentation, right? Yeah, so it would be great, like if you could take this forward. So after the digital marketing skills, right, we have the different, like the career landscape and then the job roles, right? So is it
I
possible for you to take that up?
I
Sorry?
just that I have been talking for 25 30 minutes and I just finished the PPT right now.
Oh my
So
God.
sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So Anshul,
what we can
Anshul,
do
can
is
you? Yeah.
I think let's take a Q&A because that is going to really
Okay.
help. Let
Right.
these guys ask questions and I'll be happy to answer those questions directly versus just walking them through a PPT, right?
Okay. 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 Great. But Anshul, is it possible for you to quickly take them through in like 4 5 minutes the different roles in digital marketing? And while you do that, they can actually ask some of their questions and we can take them up. Is
Sure,
that
sure.
possible? Perfect. So you don't need to share your screen. You can just, like just be on the fly and just talk about these roles.
Cool. So, guys, sorry. I think sorry for the hassle. I was actually walking through the PPT, and then I realized just now that for the last half an hour I was talking to myself and not to you guys. So sorry. Cool. So I'll just walk you through the kind of roles which exist in digital. See, broadly, like I don't know if you have heard some part of my presentation, but there are three parts to it: the creative part, the data part, and the execution part of digital marketing. So if I were to take up the basic digital marketing roles, it is going to be a performance marketer. And by a performance marketer, I mean you can either become a channel expert, like a SEO expert, a social media expert, a email expert, a Facebook expert, a SEM expert, or a display expert, etc. But I'm clubbing all of them and calling them a performance marketer, right? Where the idea is that you need to be really strong with data. You need to really understand and execute the campaigns on the channels well, right? That should be your skill. But if you pick up that as your career option, then your career is going to be all about creating campaigns, running campaigns, optimizing campaigns, generating ROI, learning more channels again and again, getting yourself familiar with newer and newer channels. And that is your career, where in fact it's the most important role because you are the one who's getting revenue for the business. So, performance marketing as a vertical is huge. You can start with some part of it because you can't learn all of it together. You can start as a Facebook marketer where you learn Facebook marketing and execute campaigns. Then you can move on to um, search engine marketing, AdWords. You can move on to display, then email, then remarketing, etc. So it will take about 1 or 2 years for you to get your hands dirty with all the channels. Once you are done with that and you have a well-rounded experience in performance, you can then call yourself a performance marketer and then take it forward in terms of advanced levels. Like you can learn programmatic buying, you can learn RTB, you can get into ad networks, you can get into a whole lot of advanced, digital stuff. Um, so this was about performance marketing. The second part is about the inbound part of things, where you can take up careers in social media, you can take up careers in SEO, or take up careers in content, which actually does not require a whole lot of campaign execution, setting up all data, but it is all about being more creative with organic traffic and understanding the consumer more and building owned properties. So let's say SEO is going to be focusing a whole lot on content, creating your own platforms, generating organic traffic from that, working on keywords. Social is always going to be about consumer psychology, consumer understanding, category understanding, awareness of the brand, and hence generating sticky traffic from it. PR is one area which does not come under digital, but again, like I discussed earlier, PR is something which you need to really learn, which comes under inbound. So that is the inbound part of things. This is the performance part of things. This is more data, money, spend, ROI. This is more consumer understanding, category understanding, building products, digital experiences, and hence generating organic traffic. The other few roles which exist in digital, which are very interesting, especially for IT folks. I'm sure some of you will be in IT and some of you will be in data right now. So if you are a software engineer or in IT, you can move into digital marketing and work on the tech part of digital marketing. If you are into data, you can become a marketing analyst. So for tech, data, creative, marketing, all these four sales, all these four particular areas, there is something to do in digital marketing across these career options. Yeah. Cool. I think it'll be better if now you guys can ask me questions because I can, keep going on, and it'll be great if I can answer your questions
Right.
and maybe in some way.
Yeah, so Anshul, while you were, like taking us briefly through these roles, right? I collated some of the questions that some of the guys have already asked. So I'll be taking these up one by one. And parallelly, guys, like please share your questions as well, and we'll take them up from chat directly, right? So the first, and I think Nikita has been posting this for like 5 times now. So we'll take that first, okay? So she says, "Hi Anshul, I am presently an application developer with IBM since past 2 years. I am not planning an MBA presently. So, do I have a chance of switching to digital marketing? Most of the companies I apply to reject my application, stating my lack of experience in this field."
Sure. No, perfect, perfect. In fact, that's what I was discussing, Nikita. If you are in IT, you are a front end developer or a software engineer working in IT companies, I'm sure you have a very good tech understanding, and you're good at it in terms of as compared to any other digital marketing for that matter. So I think you need to be very careful here. One, if you want to get into digital marketing, the first thing is first build up your basic fundamentals of marketing. Start reading about it online, pick up Kotler and read, take up a course in marketing fundamentals. That is the bare minimum. Irrespective whether you get a job or not, you need to understand the basics of marketing, right? Once you do that, then you decide what part of digital marketing interests you more. Do you want to get into the data part of it? Do you want to get into performance marketing and running campaigns? Or do you want to get into the tech part of digital? Let's say, assumingly, you want to get into the tech part of digital, then you have options within that, which is you can pick up marketing automation, you can pick up the back end for display advertising, you can pick up the front end digital experiences, you can contribute in terms of UI and UX. So a whole lot of front end applications can be made for digital experiences. So it depends on what part you want to pick up. Once you decide what you want to pick up, then only learn that for now and then apply with that as a narrative. So the problem here is, one, first you need to learn, take up a course, free, paid, whatever course you want to take in digital marketing, take that up. And second, the narrative to the company should be that this is what I bring in terms of my skill, and this is what I've added in terms of by learning digital marketing through these programs, and this is the existing skill which I have, which is more tech oriented, and I can help in this way to this part of marketing. And then it'll be better versus applying anywhere and everywhere as a digital marketing manager. Obviously, you might face some rejection because you don't have an existing experience, but I think a narrative change in terms of what you are bringing to the table, plus specifically what part you want to get into, and second, learning digital marketing online or offline is going to really help you.
Great, great, great. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. The next question is, I am from fashion retail with 15 years of experience, trying my hand on digital marketing. Please advise the scope of jobs and probably some pay scale ranges in the market.
Cool. So I'll pick up the salary ranges. See, once you learn digital marketing, take up a course, take up a program, get your hands dirty for a couple of months, you set up your blog, all that after you've done. The salary you can expect to see as an entry level digital marketer, if you have no experience in digital marketing, plus let's say if you are sort of a fresher 1 to 3 years in digital, you can expect anywhere between 3 to 6 lakhs when you're just starting, right? And after that, it's a there is no limit, like I discussed. In fact, I was discussing, I was not there because you guys couldn't hear me, but I talked about salaries where it ranges from 3 to 6 till 60. So the range is too huge. You can start from 3 to 6. Within 1 or 2 years you can move between the 6 to 10 bracket. If you become a digital marketing manager, anywhere between 10 to 15, senior digital marketing manager 15 to 20, and above that it completely depends on your experience thus far. But then 20 to 60 is an open range for you guys.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think the next question is, if I want to join content marketing, is it better for me to join a digital marketing agency? So I think he's talking about whether an agency or a brand. when it comes to content marketing, and probably what kind of experience would he need before actually starting this.
Sorry, I didn't get the question. He's saying
So
Falgun, right?
basically, yeah. So he
Not
actually
really.
asked it a few times. Yeah.
So if the question is, do you want to join? If you want to start your career in digital and you want to join a agency or a brand, I don't think that is a question which you should worry about. It is completely your preference. I'll just tell you the pros and cons. In a digital marketing agency, you might get a chance to work on multiple brands and handle campaigns for multiple brands, but the structure there will be very different and limited to digital. So there is a particular hierarchy handling certain brands with certain objectives, and you are restricted to that, right? Plus, the biggest problem in agencies is the salary levels in agencies are much lower, right? But it might be a better option only if you have no experience at all, because it might be easier to get into agencies, but long term I would still say you should work with an individual brand in both in terms of salary and in terms of broad understanding, because there you will not only be limited to digital, but not only limited to digital, but understand the other parts of marketing and business as well. In an agency, your mindset is only digital, only marketing, only for these brands. You get kind of restricted. So if you're finding it hard to get into a brand initially, then yes, join an agency for 1 year maximum as a digital marketing executive, and then get out of here, get out of there, and join a brand and work there in digital marketing/marketing team.
Okay, great. Okay. So yeah, so we'll take a few more questions over the next 5 to 7 minutes, right? So the next question is that yeah, so I am a startup entrepreneur. How should we approach digital marketing for the first time? And is it advisable to directly hire an agency and learn, or sorry, hire an agency or learn or do it yourself and then taking a help of an agency?
Hi Rushi. As an entrepreneur, in fact, I have always worked in startups. I would say that without getting your hands dirty, there is no way you can, crack it. Most entrepreneurs get, slightly worried about it and hire agency at the start of their business career, etc. Their business, and it does not work out mostly because till the time the founder, if you're a really small company, the founder or the partners or the initial employees themselves don't understand digital that well, you will not be able to work through an agency. Agencies are going to dupe you left, right, and center. You will not be able to understand or negotiate with them on the performance or the rates, etc. I always recommend, and in fact, most people who have started successful companies have actually been running digital marketing campaigns on their own, at least towards the start of the business. So I would say get your hands dirty, work on it for 6 months, 8 months. If you get comfortable, then hire someone, one guy, not an agency. Work with that guy, and then then you can take a call on agency versus building the team. But before that, absolutely not a question.
Okay, okay, great. Okay, so the next question is by
So let me
Rahul.
read, I think I can
Yeah,
read the
you have an
questions.
access, right? Yeah, sure.
So Saloni says how to transition from sales to DM. Very quickly, Saloni, sales, you have skills of consumer understanding, consumer psychology, negotiation, pricing, all of that you understand. Revenues, digital marketing is perfect for you in that sense. So there is no question on whether you can transition or not. The question is how, which you have asked, is again the only thing: learn, learn, learn. Either learn online, offline, free, paid, whatever suits you best. Please do learn. Once you learn, spend $5,000 on running your own campaigns, getting your hands dirty. In fact, in the UpGrad program, we give you that money, just as a side note. But yeah, so set up your blog, write 3 articles, put up some keywords, run some campaigns, learn digital marketing online, and then again choose where do you want to go in digital: the data side, the tech side, the performance side, the organic side, the creative side. There are 4 5 sides to digital. Each one of you guys who are thinking into get into digital, choose what do you want, because digital is huge. If you are very specific, I'm good at data, I'm going to get into data. I'm good at tech, I'm going to work on the tech part of digital. I'm good at product part of digital. There is everything possible, right? So pick one and then go with it. Again, if you find difficulty in getting a job, start working in an agency or as a freelancer to start with, and then slowly grow. Because yes, there is no silver bullet, but learning is the first step. um, Nikita, my question is done. Roshan says how to get revenue from social media. Uh, Roshan, direct revenue generation from social media is very tricky because of attribution. So you need to basically bring your metric one down from that, which is traffic generated from social media, or organic searches because of social media, or content consumption, sharing of social media, and then related to revenue, because direct revenue from social media is very difficult unless you are just generating a whole lot of traffic from social. So traffic is still a better proxy. How to do that is again content, 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 content. That is the only way to go about it. Great valuable utility content and distributing that content well. That is the only key, right? Jagdish
Okay,
says I'm a
Anshul. Yeah, yeah. You can take Jagdish and Rahul's question. Jagdish is there.
Yeah, Jagdish, I'm in program management, senior PPC analyst. I want to switch on to data scientist. Do not. Uh, so Jagdish, if you want to become, come basically you want to enter the data side of digital, data scientist within the marketing team. So I think for you, you need to, if you need to, since you are already as a senior PPC analyst, you need to either take up a data analytics course, because basically understand data analytics more, because from analyst to a data scientist is a big leap, where the skills required will be more statistics, programming, domain understanding, data storytelling, etc., and more programming and statistics. So data is probably what you need to do, and since you already have a digital understanding, that will be a great combination for you. So instead of and there is huge scope in digital, by the way, because that is your question. In all the display networks, RTBs, bigger companies like Criteo, Sociomantic, all of these companies, whole lot of data churning. In fact, data scientist is the most important role in these programmatic and display companies, right? Which question, Arun, right?
Yeah,
MBA in marketing from good university in Britain. Don't have an engineering science background. MBA, think I'm underqualified. What level success can achieve in a relevant field? Uh, See, Arun, I think that's a problem in India, because yes, I do agree. People do look for relevant experience and background, and it kind of becomes tricky sometimes. But the only way to do that is building your own project portfolio and prove it. Which is, I would recommend, if you have been looking for a job since a long time and that's what you've been facing, is set up your own project. Like I said, set up a blog, run that blog for 3 months, try to get some traffic, set up your social media pages, basically implement those things slightly hands on, and go with a particular portfolio, and then discuss with them, instead of just basis your qualification. Because yes, if you are facing a qualification issue, one solution is take up a program, take up a degree, take up a certificate. That's the easiest. You don't basically get questioned. And Neil will talk about the MICA certificate in our program, for example. So there's one way to shut their mouths, because I still think that that's it's very stupid to focus on the background, but still that is one for learning and two for certificate, and then set up your own project. That's the only solution. Right?
great, great,
Great,
great.
great,
So
great. So,
Anshul,
Anshul,
feedback. Right. So yeah, so Anshul, thanks a lot. I think we don't have a lot of time to answer a lot of these questions, right? And I would quickly like to take 1 or 2 minutes here right now to take you guys, through the UpGrad Digital Marketing Certification Program, right, provided by MICA, right, and UpGrad. So it's basically a 5 month online program. I'm sure that some of you must have already, like seen about it, seen about it online, read about it, or read posts, etc., on Quora, etc. Right? So this is basically a chance for you to get your hands dirty across all elements of digital. Right? We have spoken to more than 50 CMOs across India, understood their major pain points. Right? That okay, what are the issues that people currently in digital are facing? Right? And when they are trying to hire, right, what are the skills that they're seeing are lacking? Right? Whether people only know particular elements of digital but not the entire ecosystem, people only know from it in terms of bookish knowledge but don't know how to apply, right? So all of these elements we have actually taken as these fundamental pillars basis which we have created this 5 month program, right? Starting from all the in-depth content through a 5 month exercise. On top of that, we have 20 plus case studies and industry projects with real brands, right, where it is completely data driven. We are also having a component of live campaigns, as Anshul mentioned, where we are making you spend money to run Facebook campaigns, to run Google AdWords campaigns, to run display campaigns, right, for you to get your hands dirty and get a feel of all of those paid campaigns, right? And with all of that, like as you might already know, we have a pretty big industry influence, and we have a lot of seasoned like marketers or digital heads in India as well as APAC who are actually coming on board and giving and sharing their insights on digital, right? So the way the philosophy is that over these 5 months, we will be taking you through each and every channel in digital and then helping you build that story that, okay, when a brand comes to me with a particular problem, right, how do I slice and dice it and fit a digital strategy on it, right? Because when they are coming, whether they want awareness, whether they want traffic, whether they want leads, whatever their goal is, right, how do you start thinking on that problem and take that thinking to a tangible plan which you can then execute, right, is what we are trying to build, that digital thought process and acumen, right? So I think that's something that like we really wanted to highlight, like the digital marketing program here as well, because I know that a lot of you are coming from a background whether like you have only say a few years of experience in digital, but only in one particular element, and you want to expand, right, become a T-shaped marketer or become a 360-degree digital marketer, right? So this program actually aims at solving that. It's I'll be very honest with you, it's a bit of a vigorous program in terms of the commitment that we ask from you guys, even though it's completely online and it's tailor made for working professionals, right? So you can do it whenever, like even if you have a very hectic job, you can do it in the night or early mornings, or take a crack at the case studies, etc., on the weekends, where we actually have live sessions tailor made for you guys to actually help you solve these particular cases, right? So be it like what kind of a job you like, what kind of a like hectic lifestyle you have, you can still take this program. We do have certain macro level checkpoints in terms of, okay, every 1 week or every 2 week we ask you to finish a particular module, right? And all the grading is done completely end to end through the modules, right? There's no particular end exam as such, but all of the, like the actual exam is actually sprinkled across the entire program, right? In terms of all the assignments that you do, right? All the caselets, all the industry projects, all the live campaigns, right? All of these actually get back, like all the points that you score there actually are presented to you at the end when you get the certification on successful completion. You also get this skill grader, right? Which gives you a highlight on what areas in digital you are really good, what areas need improvement, etc., right? With all of this, we actually have a career support section as well. Yeah, career support section as well, right? Where we actually help you understand that, okay, basis your interests, we actually do some counseling calls with you. We help you figure out that, okay, what areas are you interested in with respect to the program. Once you have kind of understood the entire digital landscape, you'll be in a better position to take that call that Anshul was saying, that whether it should be in data, whether it should be in the creative side or just performance side, right? So at the end of the program, you will be in a great place to have that realization, right? And once you do that, you can then like we help you align to that particular role, and we have a set of like 60 to 90 companies who have partnered with us as an industry partner, who share their particular JDs of the roles that they require, right, for the digital roles. And then we do the mapping ourselves by our particular like counseling team that is there. And once that happens, we actually help you even take certain mock interviews, right? Help you prepare for the interviews as well, right? And once all of that happens, you actually go for the interview. And to crack it is really your job. So a very recent success, like I think one of our students of the current batch, of one of the last batches, Pooja, she was working as just a content writer, right, in a particular like some small agency she was working in. And after the program, she actually landed a job in CleverTap, right? CleverTap, as you must know, already know, it's a analytics tool that sits on top of Google Analytics. It's becoming a very popular tool in India, right? A lot of companies across different businesses are using it, and she's right now a content strategist in that particular company, right? And I actually took a personal interview with her. I spoke to her for an hour, and the major thing that she told me, and like I was really interested by that, is she told me that, hey Neil, even if I have had a background in content, right, I never used to look at it from a like a structured approach. It was always about random writing for me, right? But with the program, I got to understand how can I analyze the content marketing part as well. How do I strategize? How do I create? How do I make an editorial calendar, etc. Right? So like there are a lot of other other such people who have come up with stories like this, right? And after the program, how has it transformed their thought process, right? Because more than anything, that's what we are trying to do. Yes, the PG certification is a very important part, right? And on successful completion, you do get that certified by MICA. You get full alumni status, right? You get access to the content for an entire year, right? And it is up to date content, right? The case studies do have data in them. It is not like those 2 page, premise and solution. We actually have a detailed case study set, right, which has their own data elements. We actually go to the brands and we have actually created that case study, sitting with them, understanding their data, and then bringing it for student consumption. A lot of you might think, hey, you know what, a lot of brands have data which is very sensitive. So in that case, we actually mock the data so that for you as a student, it does not hamper your learning or your aptitude building, right? So that is something that we have done in the program, and with more than 300 plus students, and our current batch, which is going to end in 1 or 2 weeks with around 150 odd students, right? We really look to take this to the next level, right? And if any of you are interested, I have already shared the program page link. You can definitely check it out. You can, if you want a demo for the particular program, you can ask for it. You can contact with our team, and we'll definitely get in touch with you, right? So I think that kind of brings to the end of this particular webinar, right? And I really feel that sorry for the technical glitches first of all, but I feel that we could answer a lot of your questions. If there are certain questions which are yet to be answered, please contact digitalmarketing@upgrad.com, right, with your particular doubts, and we will actually come to you with a tailor-made solution, right, for it, and whether you need a program like upgrads or not, right? So thanks a lot, Anshul, for your time, right? And with this, I'll put a end to the session. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Bye.